From high atop Healthcare Hill in Central Maryland, this is BSN Headline News. Today's top story is, it is time to seriously consider your healthcare plan for 2011 and the role flexible spending accounts can play in that plan. And since flexible spending accounts operate on a calendar year, the FSA open enrollment will be getting underway starting Monday, November 1st, and goes through Friday, November 12th, 2010. If you are not familiar with flexible spending accounts, or FSA, here's the rundown. Flexible spending accounts can help you save money on out-of-pocket qualified health care or dependent care expenses. And how does it do that? Well, FSAs use pre-tax dollars to pay for those out-of-pocket qualified health care or dependent care expenses. Bon Secours Health System provides employees with the opportunity to choose to participate in two types of flexible spending account plans. The first, a health care flexible spending account, and the second, a dependent care flexible spending account. By now, you should have received a letter with detailed enrollment instructions. Additionally, an FSA enrollment guide was mailed to employee homes the week of October 18th. If you did not receive either of these mailings at home, please contact your local human resources representative. Bon Secours does not want you to miss out on this valuable benefit. Each calendar year, employees may opt to contribute up to $5,000 to the Healthcare FSA and or up to $5,000 to the Dependent Care account. All funds must be used between January 1 and the end of the calendar year, or December 31. And if you have questions, you can always contact the Bon Secours Customer Support Center at 1-877-788-4693. So let's look at some of the details. Flexible spending accounts provide tax advantages. Since FSA contributions are not taxed, you can use those pre-tax dollars to pay for healthcare and dependent care expenses that would have otherwise been paid with after-tax dollars. The enrollment materials include an FSA calculator to help you determine your potential savings. Easy to access. Paying for health care expenses is especially easy when you use the health care payment card that will be provided to you. Simply use it as you would a debit card. Dependent care expenses are a bit different. Those must be paid as out-of-pocket expenses first, then a claim form completed, but it is still pre-tax dollars. Multiple uses. There are hundreds of eligible expenses for healthcare FSA funds, including prescriptions, certain over-the-counter medications, doctor office copays, health insurance deductibles, and coinsurance. You can use dependent care FSA funds to pay for licensed daycare, after or before school care, summer camp for your dependent children, and to cover eligible non-health care services provided to adult dependents. To find out more about flexible spending accounts' eligible expenses, go to www.bonsecourstotalrewards.com and click on the Connect Your Care link for a listing of all eligible expenses. And while you're there, write that address down, because that's where you will go to enroll during FSA open enrollment November 1st through November 12th, 2010. In other news, on October 18th, 2010, Chevier Nursing Care Center held its graduation ceremony for its 14 spiritual care partners at Chevier's Sacred Heart Chapel. The Nursing Care Center's spiritual care training covers all aspects of life at Chevier Nursing Care Center to allow its graduates, after the 8 weeks of training, to bring comfort and solace to the residents of Chevier Nursing Care Center. Led by Chaplain Charles Ignatius, Chevier's Director of Pastoral Care, The volunteers learned about managing quality and risk, the mission and history of Bon Secours, the healing ministry of Jesus, ministering to people of all faiths, coping with aging, understanding the residents, meaningful pastoral visiting, sickness and suffering, understanding bereavement, listening, bringing God's presence to the visits, the healing power of prayer, and becoming a spiritual care partner. According to CEO Jim Higgins, Chervier Nursing Care Center's spiritual care partners truly take our mission to heart. We thank all of these wonderful somebodies for doing something so good and so important for our dear residents who benefit so much from our compassionate care. You can find out more about the spiritual care partners by contacting Chaplain Charles Ignatius, Chervier's Director of Pastoral Care, via BSN email. Finally, as most everyone knows, October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and just about every facility in the system has had an event to help promote breast cancer awareness. And while we simply do not have time to tell you about everyone's event, we did get some photos from Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital and thought we might share those photos with you. National Breast Cancer Awareness Month is an annual international health campaign organized by major breast cancer charities every October to increase the awareness of the disease and to raise funds for research into its cause, prevention, and cure. This year, Our Lady of Bellefonte Hospital, in conjunction with the OLBH Women's Center, hosted a Walk for a Cure on Saturday, October 9th. The walk began at 9 a.m. on the hospital campus at Bellefonte Center and traveled toward Bellefonte Primary Care in Flatwoods, then returned to Bellefonte Center. The first 25 registrants received free T-shirts, and the proceeds went to the Avon Foundation, which raises funding to find a cure for breast cancer and to advance access to mammography services. You may recall that OLBH has been a past recipient of Avon grant funding to further the hospital's mammography program. This year, they had 47 walkers. If you've got a story you would like to share through BSN Headline News, please drop me a line at david_schlachter@bshe.org and be prepared to share photos or video of your event. Now, I cannot promise that we will broadcast all stories, but if we don't hear about it, we cannot get it to the editorial committee. Well, that's it for this week. Stay tuned to this portal for future up-to-the-minute information on these and other stories on BSN Headline News. I'm Dave Schlachter. Thanks for joining us. BSN Headline News is a production of Bon Secours Productions and is solely responsible for its content.